Hey guys, it's a super hot Wednesday, yesterday as well, and I've just been out weeding in the middle of the day, which I try not to do, but as I have my kids and my husband home all summer, I also sometimes just find it's unavoidable to do some of the work in the heat when I'm also trying to really prioritize summertime with the family, so it's a bit of a juggle. So anyways, it's July, it's mid-July, and I thought it'd be fun to do a walkthrough on what flowers are flowering in July. And as a reminder, I'm Zone 8B in southern British Columbia, Canada. This channel is hopefully going to be a fun place to sort of just watch our life, but I also hope that I do post things that are helpful to you. So I'm going to give you sort of a run through on all the things that are flowering right now to help with garden planning, and if there's anything else that you want to see, just let me know in the comments. If you want to know more about any particular flower, how to grow, care and conditioning, or tips for designing, just drop me a comment. So first stop in the garden is my rudbeckia patch. These are mostly rudbeckia hirta type varieties like Sahara, cherry brandy, some of those ones. I do find that they do overwinter for me. They do return, and I've gotten 2 or 3 year return on them, but they don't return with 100% success. So I tend to just leave them in this one spot, treat them as a perennial, but I always start a few more in the winter, and then in the spring I kind of just plant wherever there are holes from ones that didn't come back. I've got a couple of volunteers this year too, which is really interesting. So these are in their glory right now. And you've seen this one before in some of my other videos, Scabiosa. This is Fama Blue, so this is a perennial Scabiosa, and it has been flowering now for at least a month, I think. All right, and this is the second flush of my Astrantia. There's just a few. I've been kind of gleaning a few at a time. So if you harvest this one, right away when it comes in the spring, it'll send another flush up. Such a pretty filler. Asclepias or milkweed, starting to fade out now. This one is starting to get to the end of its prime time, but it flowered in earlier July. And we'll carry on here. My bronze fennel flowers, I love these in design, and this is such a reliable perennial, so I get the dill sort of look with that shape of the seed head and the flower head without having to seed them every year. So these are great, gorgeous. Here's a really common cut and super reliable. This is solidago, or one common name for it is goldenrod. These guys are basically ready to be harvested now. Some of them are starting to go a little bit more overripe. I grow this patch in my perennial garden beds. Sedums, this is a perennial, super handy one, super drought tolerant, really handy filler, and it turns pink in the fall. Here's a new one for me. This is silene. Such a cutie. Super fun for adding into little arrangements and things like that. Cute little thing. All right. You guys know this is one of my favorites to have around. Little marigolds. These are French marigolds. I love adding these as little details, finishing touches in special order or vase arrangement type work. Another one that's going strong is Eryngium, or some know it as sea holly. Mine obviously needed to be staked, but I'm about to probably harvest and dry what I have of it. This one is easy to grow, drought tolerant, and it is also in its glory right now. The echinacea are going crazy. It's a really great, reliable one. The last alliums of the year in my gardens, these are drumstick allium. You can see these guys are actually past harvest at this point. This is too far gone. I'm just looking to see if I've got any that show when they're supposed to be harvested, but basically they're supposed to be harvested when this is still a round ball shape. So these guys are turning into a cone shape. And oh my goodness, phlox. I can't get enough of phlox. This is perennial phlox. It's just gorgeous. I do use it sometimes for cuts, but I do think that the annual phlox has superior qualities for cut flowers from my experience. So both of my phlox types are flowering right now. I have both perennial and annual. They are both flowering right now. Couple of things, more echinacea. Nasturtiums are going strong right now, and they actually hold up as great as a little cut flower. And yarrow, and more yarrow. All right, I love these. I am new to bee balm. This is my second year with bee balm. I love that it's a perennial, but it's super easy. Also, easy to grow, low maintenance. The foliage is awesome as well as the flower. I need these in more colors. The flowers are just wild looking. They're super cool. So this one is going strong right now. The flowers are starting to fade at this point. Gorgeous thing. This one should come as no surprise and no explanation needed either. You can see I've got sweet peas in behind me here. Sweet peas are still going strong. And if you stay on top of them, they go for a while until it gets too hot. We're pretty mild here, so I get a good run out of my sweet peas, and I've got them all over the place. Dahlias. Also no explanation needed. Dahlias, dahlias. More dahlias, the better. Check out the barn, by the way. It's starting to look pretty fabulous. Straw flowers. Simply the best. So great. Use these all year long. Here's a new one for me. This is a type of yarrow. And I thought I'd give it a try. More marigolds. And I swear these weeds weren't here yesterday. Crazy time of year with weeds. And these are crackerjack mix. These are super awesome for cutting. Good stem length, easy to grow. They are looking very fabulous and healthy and happy. Status. Such an awesome crop. And right beside, we've got cosmos. I did almost 100 feet of cosmos this year because the foliage is also so handy. If I could only grow one line flower, snapdragons would be it. So these are Potomac for the most part. Really great for summer growth, and I typically succession sow these. Zinnias. I could probably do a whole video just on the zinnia varieties that I like to use and grow and why. These are so pretty. This is Daucus dara, also known as chocolate lace. Can't live without this one. So gorgeous. There's more status. Two really great ones, and they're both growing crazy this year for me. I've never had such height on my bunny tail grasses. And I love this one beside. This is Nicotania, the flowering tobacco. So pretty. Kind of need your sunglasses on for this one. This is Calendula. I think it's called orange porcupine, and it reseeds itself every year here. Right in the middle of my dahlias, of course. I can never resist a volunteer. I can never weed these things, so I've always kind of got a little bit of chaos going on in my gardens. But it comes in handy sometimes. Amaranthus, so reliable, so easy to grow. These guys would be ready already if I'd planted them earlier. We had a bit of a tough spring, so they're a bit later this year. Two different ones here. This is Lavaterra in yellow and Malope Vulcan in the fuchsia-ish color. Lovely, lovely bouquet fillers. So tropical feeling. Last one, this is echinacea. This is an incredible flower. It's basically a thistle, so it's super easy to grow. And when it's blue like this here on this one, it's ready to harvest. Now this one here, the flowers are starting to open a little bit, so that one is a little bit past harvest stage. So gorgeous. So that's the flower roundup for July. I look forward to doing an August one next. And in the meantime, as I said earlier, leave me a comment and let me know what else you would like to see.